And yeah, we definitely got some things in the works that I'm always excited about. But I did want to be a movie star so bad when I saw Diana Ross play Lady Sing the Blues. And so I was gonna say that, you know, having these conversations with God, with myself, the God in me, I said, what is my purpose? And I really just realized that it's to help people.
I get movie star right.
Yeah. You want me to walk in here like a listen, I got that walk like a movie star. I got that walk like I got it. I think I do.
All right now. All right.
You know, a little red. I got the red carpet.
You gotta put your head back a little bit.
Well, I don't have the hat.
The misconception is that being a gentleman is just about being polite or courteous to women. In actuality, to be a true gentleman means that you have respect for your fellow man, so it encompasses men and women. Style is something that you evolve into. It's about your personality. It's about how you live your life.
Welcome to the next episode of the Gentleman of Style Show. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech. And as always, we bring you a great guest today. Lovely female. We're going to have a good time.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's drove like 2.5 hours from the other side of Atlanta in the tremendous chaotic traffic to see us today. We've been playing phone tag all week, but it's okay. She made it in.
She here.
She made it here.
She here.
So, without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage of the set of the Gentleman of Style Show, Swella Hartfield. Woo, man.
Hey, I like to say good day, good time.
It's a beautiful day.
Right?
I love it. I love
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Consuela. Oh, wait, okay. Do you prefer Consuela? Do you prefer Swella?
I like the way Consuela rolls off that tongue.
Consuela.
I love it.
Let's use Consuela.
There you go.
Okay, Consuela.
I'll take that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, you know, usually when we start the show, we like to find out a little bit about our guests and everything. Just a short introductory. So, where are you from?
I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
By way of Jersey. I lived in Jersey most of my life, so relocated to Atlanta from Jersey. Been here about 4.5 years now.
Okay.
And loving it.
And loving it. And
Yep.
loving it. Taking full advantage of the Atlanta
Absolutely.
atmosphere. That's all I can say is Atlanta
Absolutely.
atmosphere.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. I tell you, something that initiated me moving here were two things: real estate, and I wanted to get involved in helping young ladies that were involved in human sex trafficking.
Right.
And I've been able to accomplish both of those things. I wanted to work for a builder here, and I've worked for several, and I'm really enjoying it. And I wanted to get involved with, helping the young ladies. And I ended up helping with the district attorney, bringing some girls home safely, and also talking to different schools and different communities and organizations with young ladies to let them know things to be aware of. My daughter was almost a victim. We were right here at the airport, going back to Texas. I had lost my grandfather, and we were going to Texas. And the short of it was, I saw a man riding around in a truck, and I said, you know what, stay right there. I didn't see him then, but I told my daughter, I said, stay right here. I'm just going to pull the car here. Didn't want to take the chance of getting towed. And literally, maybe I'm 10 feet away from her, so I have my eye on her, but then I see the truck. And the guy stopped and started telling my daughter to come here, and I parked the car real quick, and I run up, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? I think she was 13 at the time. I said, you could tell she's a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
That brother looked at, and I can't even call him a brother, that man looked at me like, I'll take you too.
Yeah, he's a predator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So it's really, really big here. It happened to us again at Lenox Mall. Happened to us, 2 ladies this time, but I already knew the vibe. I already knew the atmosphere. I already knew what was going on. It was a African-American lady and an Asian lady. And they asked me, did I know Jesus Christ? But I already knew what time it was. I saw the white van. Like, these are the little things that I tell young ladies that you have to watch out for. I supply them sometimes with pepper spray, with phone numbers. I see it. And so it's really touches home with me.
That's an interesting scenario. They asked you about Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
And they were outside and they had the van and all of that and everything. So that was the kind of segue to get you to come closer over to them.
Yep. They'll ask you about religion. They'll ask you if you model. They'll try to give you a business card. And sometimes the business card will have like a residue on it to make you pass out. They're waiting for you. So my response wasn't nice, but she got the picture. She got the idea not to bother me.
It's actually amazing. And I guess the climate that we're in, we're so, I guess, desensitized to all the negative and bad things that go on. I just didn't realize how prevalent, I guess, the Atlanta, I guess, gateway is to human trafficking. We did a show a couple of weeks ago, and our guest was Carla Stevens. Shout out to her. She's a big advocate for human trafficking as well, and she gave us another look at it from the concept of from the strip clubs to all these different things that go on to human trafficking. So it's just you bring a whole nother dynamic, just having been accosted basically. And so now it's like, okay, we really have to do something about it. So it's something that we all, I guess, really need to get involved in and start to talk about and start to, kind of really put out there, because I don't think it is thought about enough in terms of, just things to watch out for. We look out for, all types of things. We look out for, things that may lead to rape, date rape, and all these things you try to tell your kids, but we don't talk enough about, just the whole aspect of being safe, as opposed to ending up in human trafficking and something happening to you, and there's kind of no way back from that, because there's no, you can be raped and at least you may make it back home, because they may not want to keep you. But human trafficking, you may never make it back home. So
this is true. This is very true. My partner, she's the president of the organization. It's Saving Our Nation Foundation. Her name is Crystal, and she actually enlightened me on a lot of that, educated me on a lot of it. When I got in, I just wanted to help. I'm like, let me just be here to help, and just going to different events with her and taking different classes. Really, it's not even the class. It's being in the trenches with these girls. You really understand the psyche of how they think at this point, and it's heartbreaking. Some of them go back. We can save them, and some of them will go back. So that was just one of the reasons that I moved here, and I'm just grateful that we have been able to educate people and just keep your eye out for this, and who knows, hopefully we save some people by giving them that information. A brother said to me, on social media, he got in my DM and said, why do you talk about that? Like, what? He said, it's like you're inviting that. It's like you're speaking it into existence. I'm like, if you get hit by a truck or your plane crash or your house get robbed, I don't know if that was ever a thought. I battle with that. If that was ever a thought that I wanted to get raped or I wanted to get robbed. I don't have those kind of thoughts. I don't feel like I brought that attention to myself or to anyone else. It's awareness. Like, this could happen, and in the event that it does, try to prevent it by keeping your eye out for this or that.
See, he's one of those type of people Preacher and I had a conversation the other day along the same lines about people that you wouldn't take advice from.
Mm-hmm.
People that you would take advice from.
Right.
This is that person to me, in my opinion. He's a person that would have tainted information that you can't rely on because it doesn't do anything for you.
Right.
On that. He's saying, oh, you're speaking into existence. Look, if you don't have the knowledge about something and everything, you cannot be aware of what's actually about to happen. You're oblivious. You're
Exactly.
ignorant. You're ignorant out there. If we're sitting out here and we're going to be ignorant, then yeah, these bad things are going to happen to us.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's good that you talk about it. I don't know what you did with him. I hope you discarded him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Well, the other part of that is you have to keep in mind social media is you know, some people say the devil. So, but when you look at it from a standpoint with him asking that question, it brings to mind two things. One, he's either part of the problem, meaning he may be actually in that life and you're messing with his business, or he's that person that thinks that nothing bad can ever happen to him.
Yeah.
And I know people like that. They go through things. They go through life thinking, well, that happens in other areas. You know, people get murdered in other areas. They don't get murdered in my neighborhood.
Right.
Or people get raped in other areas. They don't get
I've
raped
had
in my
those
neighborhood.
conversations as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
Yep. But the big thing is the real estate.
the real estate.
Yeah.
Let's get into the real estate. Your face lit up.
How can I get a free
estate.
house?
Right.
I don't know.
I can flip and take all the equity out of it and get my money.
Listen, they might have a
How can I
way
do
here in
that?
Atlanta. They might have a way. I don't know about that one, but they may have a way.
Her tax liens, you can get it for the low.
Hey, you absolutely can. You know, honestly, one of my mentors, she just purchased a deed from someone who was falling behind on her mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
She purchased it for $26,000. She only needs to put $40,000 in it, and the ARV, which is the basically the value, is going to be $320. $320.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's definitely possible. You just
So
need
she did
to.
like basically $62,000 investment, and she's going to take out almost $300,000,
Yeah.
a little bit less than $300,000.
Exactly. Yep.
That's
Yep.
good.
So,
That's good.
absolutely.
That's a good turnaround right
How
there.
did
Absolutely.
let's talk this. How did you get into real estate?
So I got into real estate. My grandfather owned a couple of duplexes in Texas, and I used to go with him to pick up the rent, and he used to explain to me, now this is extra money, but you always want to keep a little here in case, you know, something happened, plumbing or whatever the case may be. We got a little set aside if we have to fix something or repair something because we're the landlord. So he pretty much taught me all of that, and then, you know, I remember learning those things from him. But then when I moved to Houston, I met a friend. I used to have a modeling agency, and I met a friend who was actually from here, originally from here. His name was Ron Hampton. And
I know Ron.
really?
No.
I don't.
Oh, get him with you. I cannot.
Yeah, I can already tell you he did not.
Really, right?
I can tell by his voice. He did
Yeah,
not.
I know Ron. Well, I had a fashion show. He came, and of course, I have all these beautiful girls around me, and I think he ended up talking to one or two or three.
Sure did.
But nonetheless, he says to me one day, he says, hey, my secretary quit. You think you'll come over and just answer some phones for me? I was like, I don't answer phones. He was like, come on, please, I really need you. I got in. He had a mortgage company, and I'm like a sponge. I love to learn. And I'm like, so what is this? Oh, this is FHA. And what is this? This is a Nehemiah loan. And what is this? I just wanted to know how all these different parts of the mortgage work and how people could buy these homes with down payments and all this stuff. So he taught me all of that. And I ended up working for him. I ended up working with him and my modeling agency for about a year. And we stayed in contact. And I ended up working at Wells Fargo for several years from that. Just, it was kind of like segues. And one of the loan officers that I used to process the loans for, he said, you know, you really have the gift of gab. You relate to people. You're like a networking queen. I think you'd be great in real estate. And so I went and got my real estate license, and that was that. Started working with builders, and I came across a program about 2 years ago called Home Partners of America. Got certified.
I'm familiar with Home Partners of America because they'll go in and they'll buy the house for you. You know, you give you. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
about those things.
So I've been able to help a lot of people with that, and it's
Well, enlighten everybody. He says he knows, but enlighten everybody else.
yeah, we don't know if he really know because he just said he know Ron,
Yeah,
so we don't know.
right.
So with Home Partners of
Go
America.
ahead. Go ahead now.
So no, it's a really great program, you know, because we're in Atlanta, and unfortunately, you know, you may run across some people that try to scam and scheme and all of that jazz. This is not that. This company has been in inception for years, for probably over like about maybe 12 or 15 years. It's not one of those situations where you give them 5,000 and you never see it again. Because I've helped some people that told me some horror stories that they've, you know, gotten from other realtors or other people on Craigslist or whatever the case was. And this company, like he said, it's true, they will go in and purchase a home in certain areas. Really, mostly they try to get the homes that are newer.
Yeah.
So they don't have to do too much repair. They'll buy that home for cash.
It's in the database, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yep. They'll buy that home for cash, and then my client will have the opportunity to lease that house for up to 5 years and make a decision whether they want to keep it or not. But most of the time they do, because it's a 2006, a 2020, a 2000. It's a nice home, and they were looking for this to be their forever home, but maybe they're just getting acclimated with the area. Maybe they just relocated. Maybe they, you know, maybe they don't have their down payment just yet. Maybe they don't have their credit score to where they want to be to get a lower interest rate. So they're getting their things together. They might purchase the next year. They might purchase the year after that. But the whole idea is to get you in a nice home that you want to get in, that maybe you don't have the 20% to put down or the 5% to put down at that time. So you're getting your things together while you're leasing this home, and you still have the opportunity to buy it. You don't have to move again. You don't have to get the movers, you know.
Right.
I think it's a really good program.
Now, when you have the opportunity to buy, are they acting as the realtor at that time, or do you still need to get a realtor and, you know, I guess secure your funding, or do they do all that in-house?
So really, you won't need a realtor because you're already in the house.
Okay.
You know, but I stay with them. I don't just sell my customer a house or put them in a home and that's it. I want to make sure whatever information I have for them, whether it's health, wealth, something with the home that they're still in, and you know, when they call me and say, hey, you know what, it's been a year. I have one from Jersey that I relocated here. Well, I helped him get into the home at Home Partners. He's been in the home for about 2 years now. He just called me and said, hey, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the house. What's the process? So, you know, I don't have to be his realtor again because, again, he's already in the home.
Okay.
But I'm helping him just make sure he has all his ducks lined up.
Right.
So, yeah, you don't have to get another realtor. It's like you can get your lender, though.
Okay.
They just say, hey, you have the option to go ahead and buy it from us at that market value.
Oh, so they sell the house at market.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a good program, you know, if you're not ready to just make that commitment and purchase a home. I think it's a really good program.
So it's a double-fold thing. They win on the upside of because they already have an in-house client that's already there, and the client has a benefit of having an easy process in the transition into the mortgage.
Absolutely. I want to try to make it as seamless as possible.
Right.
Now, is the lease a going rate lease, or do they, you know, add a little something on top of it in case you don't buy?
So no, they don't. They don't add anything on top of it. It is like at that value, you know, what the leases are for those comparable homes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's a good program. I've been pretty successful at it. And the great thing, you know what? Another realtor told me about it. I was taking someone to go look at a rental, and she said, why would you drive way out there for a rental? But my thought process is always the end game. If I help this person, who knows, they may introduce me to someone else that needs a home. You know, I'm not going to, as a realtor, I won't make as much off of a rental. And so when I told that to her, she said, well, that's nice, that's sweet. She said, but you know, Home Partners, they will pay you your commission on the house as if you sold the house, and you can still help them. So it's a win-win for you and for them. And I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, how does that work, I guess, as a realtor in terms of leasing or helping somebody rent? Because when you sell a house, that's, you know, there's commission, there's a part in it. So how does that work on the rental side of that?
So on the rental side, if I'm not working with Home Partners, it's not beneficial at all. You might make maybe $300-500. So most realtors won't even deal with you. But again, I've been there before, so I don't want to be that realtor where I'm so high that I can't help you anymore.
You do it all.
I won't say I'll do it all, but I'll do my best.
Let me ask you
I'll
this.
do my best, absolutely.
Do they deal in commercial property where they have commercial property? They do have commercial property?
What, you talking about home partners?
Yes.
Not that I know of. No. As a matter of fact, they have certain parameters, like you need to have at least a 580 credit score.
Mhm.
You need to have not any repossessions or evictions within the last 2 or 3
Right.
last 2 years. No felonies within the last 2 years.
Mhm.
They do not buy condos because of the that whole restriction. They buy single families and townhomes, and it cannot be over 2 acres, and it cannot be over 500,000.
It can't be over 2 acres?
No.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Yep, in the state of Georgia. Now, in Texas, Florida, maybe a little bit different in some other states, but
So
that's
home
just the
partners is
parameter.
nationwide.
Absolutely, yeah.
But no commercial?
Not that I know of. Nope.
Okay.
I do commercial. So if you're thinking about it, I got you. I do commercial.
Okay.
But I don't think that
Can
they
you
do.
put us in it the same way?
I absolutely will try. Yeah, I don't know about that. Like I said, I do my
Can we
best.
lease it and think about buying it?
Yeah, let's see if we can lease it. But you know what? While we're laughing, I actually had a client that leased the property over in Southeast. They're doing
Commercial
CBD. Yep, leased it from me, and they may have the option to purchase it later on because
Who they do
it's
that
just
through?
one of those, me.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of those situations where a lot of times, in this particular situation, it's an older lady who is the owner, and she's kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and lease it to you guys. They're gonna have a CBD store, health store, and she said, I structured the lease for 2 years. She said after that, I may give you the option to just go ahead and buy it because I don't really want to keep dealing with this anymore. So I've had that,
And you structured
different
that deal
scenario.
through the owner?
Yep. Yep, absolutely. I love what I do. I love helping people. I really love helping first-time home buyers. I love helping people.
You deal with foreclosures and stuff like that?
No, not really.
You don't?
I haven't lately because it's a seller's market right now. We haven't really had that yet. But I tell you, it's ebb and flows to everything.
Yes.
We don't know when it's going to happen. Right now, everybody's getting it while they're getting it. It's good,
Yeah, I just heard the other day that property values went up like another 18%.
Absolutely. It's all supply and demand,
Yeah.
It's all about supply and demand, and there's not enough homes on the market for us to sell. These homes go on the market. It's a great time for the sellers. You put this house on the market, it might sell in 2 or 3 days.
Right.
You end up with 20 offers, 70 offers,
Right.
So that's the reason why they're going up. The rates are still really low.
That 1.2.
Did you say 1.2? As in 1.2 million?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah, well, why not? I'll take
bet
1.1.
you would.
Yeah,
We'll
we can divvy that up between us.
Why don't you go for 2.3?
Let's build some generational wealth here.
There ain't a lot of 2 million. I heard someone say if you buy a house in Atlanta, which you can get a whole lot of house in Atlanta and everything, they say you should never spend more than 1.2, 1.3, 4.
No, you're absolutely right.
Because you can buy a whole heck of a lot.
You're absolutely right. I just got. I'm going to tell you how good the universe
It's like
and
you
God
don't
is
have
to
to
me.
spend that much.
I just got a client yesterday, a referral for 1.2 million, and we had the same conversation. The house that they want pretty much has everything.
Yeah, and then it all goes back to location.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you
Totally
said, so you do real estate, of course, but you also talk about doing the health aspect and basically making a person whole, not just the housing part of it, but also the health and, well-being part. What is that like for you?
I enjoy it because I've always been, I guess, attracted to being healthier. My mother died of an asthma attack at 38 years old.
Really?
And it was nothing that she ate, of course. It was, maybe had to do some things with lifestyle choices, I'll say this. My best friend's husband, who I call my brother, Khalil, he said to me one day, it's not so much as, you know how they'll say things are hereditary?
Yes.
He says sometimes habits are hereditary. It's not just like, because I have high blood pressure, my child has to have high blood pressure as well. You can change some of those habits to where you don't have it.
Right.
And so that's what I try to, I just do suggestions, you know what I mean? So if I find out about sea moss is good, my best friend, she makes sea moss. When I found out about that, being, we're in this pandemic, I started just sharing that information with other people. The CBD, I got certified with that. Anthony, they also did as well. And, we were just really trying to help you with inflammation. Anything that I can help you live longer, I want to help. Again, I lost my mother when I was like 19.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want anybody to go through that. My sister was 14. She died in her arms. I don't want anybody to have to go through that.
That you do make a point though, as far as about lifestyle being hereditary
Mhm.
and everything. Because if you're stuck in a certain environment and this is the way that, and as you go older, when you lose people in your life and all
Yes.
that, you still keep doing those same things. Because that's
Exactly.
where your lineage comes from.
Yes.
As far as how that is. So you start changing that now. You pass
There
down
you
your
go.
kids. Now your kids, their lineage is healthy.
Exactly.
So that's what they know to do, and that's what's right to them. And
Yeah.
you're
It's
right about
true.
it. I never thought about that before, that your
Yeah.
lifestyle could be hereditary. From
Absolutely.
that standpoint. You don't have to prove it to me.
See, that's why we're
no,
having
I
this
get it, I get it.
conversation.
We had this conversation before.
I get it though. I'm
It's-
just saying though, from the standpoint of what she said,
Mhm.
as far as lifestyles being hereditary and everything, a lot of people don't think about it that way. As far as most people think about it genetically
Right.
on that level and everything. So,
Yeah.
so I get what you're saying about culture and all of that, and you try to change your culture and how you live. and
Well, the
all
first
and
culture that
everything,
we all get into when we are born into this world is the culture within your household. That's the
Exactly.
very first culture. We all think black culture, white culture,
Mhm.
whatever. That is a culture.
Right there in your home,
But
because
your
that's what you
home is the
learn.
very first culture that you are adapted to, and whatever that is
Right.
normally what you become for a
Exactly.
certain point of time.
Exactly. Until you start reading on your own, you start experiencing other things on your own. I learned about colloidal silver. Told a few friends about that. I got some, kickback. Well, no, you shouldn't
what
consume
is
that
that?
much. So colloidal silver, I have probably some in my pocketbook right now. Colloidal silver, it's basically a mineral, and it helps you not get viruses, not get infections. So when I feel a little tickle with all this corona and everything going on, let me spray. When I travel a lot.
Mhm.
I spray my face. I'll spray, in my throat. I don't consume a lot because I know after my research, I understood that you're not supposed to consume a lot of it, but let me feel a tickle. I'm getting some colloidal silver. One of my clients, he ended up getting COVID. The one of them that I got into the home parties, and he told me he got COVID, and he said, I should have listened to you about that colloidal silver. I should have tried that. I should have at least tried it.
Silver based or something?
I believe so. Yeah, it's a mineral. I'm not that well versed on it where I can
Right.
give you every detail about it.
Right.
But I always tell people, this is what I learned about it. This is what I'm using. So do your own research and check it out for yourself.
We
So-
vaguely heard about something.
I'm sure
like
you
that
have.
before.
I'm sure you have. Yeah. But I have a friend who owns a guy named Dan. He owns a health food store over in Beaufort, and he educates me. Any ailment that I have, I do my best to not take too many medications. I don't want to screw my liver up. I had an uncle that died of cirrhosis of the liver. I don't know if it was it could have been part of the lifestyle, it could have been part of the alcohol. So I just take those things in consideration, like, okay, well, I don't want to, when I want to die in my sleep with my man next to me or something, listen to Al Green. I don't want to,
Listen to Al Green.
something. Yeah, I don't want to, be having heart attacks and things like that. So that's why if I learn something, I'm into health, I'm into wealth, I'm into helping people learn about it as well. So what I learn, I'll share with you. I know that the sea moss has over 92 minerals. You can use it for your skin. It helps you with inflammation. It has, I think it's, what is it called?
Antioxidants.
There you go. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Teamwork. Exactly. It has all these things, in it to help you not get cancer, all type of things. So if it's something that's going to help me, why not use it? And why not share that with other people?
That's true.
I know I've helped some people along the way with the information that I give them. If it wasn't just putting them in a home, putting them in a rental, telling them about some CBD that might have helped them with their inflammation, with their joint pains or anything. I used to say, damn, what is my calling? What is my calling, or what is my purpose? I wanted to be an actress for so long. But
Did
I
you
said,
really?
I absolutely did. I saw a lady sing the blues
Keep-
with
keep-
Diana
keep-
Ross
I
and
love that
what?
movie. Keep that thought.
Me
I'm
too.
coming back to that, but
Me
keep that
too.
thought. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, you should talk about that. Can you even talk about it?
What?
What?
The show that's coming up.
That just it did. It already came out with Billy Hall with Lady
No.
Sings the Blues?
He's talking about the show we were just talking about that you
Out there.
may be
Oh.
a part of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I can't discuss it just yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can't discuss it
Not
just
yet,
yet.
okay.
But the next show I will. I should be
Okay.
able to talk about it then. But yeah, we definitely got some things in the works that I'm always excited about. But I did want to be a movie star so bad when I saw Diana Ross play Lady Sing the Blues. And so I was going to say that, you know, having these conversations with God, with myself, the God in me, I said, what is my purpose? And I really just realized that it's to help people.
I get movie star vibes from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to walk in here like a movie? Because I got that walk
What you
like a
gonna do?
movie
Let me see. What you
star.
gonna do?
I got that walk
Let
like
me
a,
see.
I
Let me see.
got it. I
Go
think
ahead.
I do. I think I do.
All right now.
All
I
right.
think I do. You know, a little
You gotta
red.
put-
I
you
got
gotta-
the red
You gotta
carpet
put your
here.
head back a little bit.
I got, well, I don't have the hair today.
Oh,
Next
we can
time
get
I
you
come
get
up.
the hair. Get the hair.
You gotta
Can I
put your
get that
head
vibe
back. You gotta put your head back a little.
No, but I seriously really feel in my heart of hearts it is to help people. And as long as I can do that seriously, as cheesy or corny as that may sound, like that makes me feel really good when somebody tells me that I help them. It really does.
It's nice.
That's like purpose to me.
It's not cheesy. I think that's the issue with the world. I think we don't understand truly our purpose here on earth is to serve each other.
It is. That's what I think.
That is our purpose.
That's what I think.
If you helping somebody, it helps you
Yeah, absolutely.
one way or another. So
Absolutely.
that's not cheesy, no. It's actually the way things are supposed to be. So
Yeah, I agree.
I applaud you for that.
I agree. Yeah. I
So
definitely
tell
agree.
me why.
Why do I like helping people?
Just in general, why do you do anything that you do? Why?
I just think that's the way that I'm built. That's what I learned from my mother. We didn't have a whole lot, did not have a whole lot. We could be in the projects in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Everybody wanted to be at my house.
Right.
They used to call my mother Aunt Pearl. Her name is Pearl. Is Aunt Pearl making enchiladas? What is Aunt Pearl making lasagna? Like what y'all having over there Friday? And these were coming from my friends who had 2-parent households. It was just me, my mom, and my sister, but everybody wanted to be at our house.
So Consuelo.
Mhm.
Did I say that right?
You sure did. Say it one more again.
Consuelo.
There you go.
Okay. It's been a pleasure having you here with us this evening and
Oh,
everything. We really
absolutely.
appreciate you coming out. You know, maybe we'll have you back again at some point and everything. We know you're a busy lady and,
Yeah,
you know, time is very valuable. Time is money.
it is.
Time is
It
money
is.
and everything. And you spent some of your good quality time and which translates into money here with us today. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. I love being here. I would love to come back. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got to come back and discuss the new
Right.
venture you're about to be on.
We need to discuss
Absolutely.
that. We
Absolutely.
want to hear all the ins and outs because you're going to be an integral part of that. So
Yeah.
we need to really talk.
Maybe
about
bring one of your co-stars. You know,
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Would love that.
exactly on that and everything. You have anything else?
No, I just thank you. You've been a lovely guest. You've given some great information. So yeah, that's it for me.
Hey, good,
Thank
good,
you.
good, good.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, that's good. So that's a wrap for today. And once again, like we always like to say, there is no excuse for good taste because here at the Gentleman of Style Show, we believe in better. Until next time.
Thank you. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah.
GOS, the Gentleman of Style Show.